know what I saw.
And I saw what I saw.
This is beyond entertainment.
Hello everybody, you're welcome to BMR, that's Bent's Movie Review. And today we are reviewing a very, very short movie. This is going to be a very, very short review.
Shoki, Lodoge.
Yeah, it's going to be a very, very short one because this is like an impromptu recording.
Yeah.
So, as you can see, we have a new face in our midst. So I would like to start the introduction from him. So,
Hello everyone, I'm happy to be here. My name is Kola Wole Anoluwa.
AKA
LOG. But you said you're happy. Everyone is happy to be here, and we know that you're happy to be here. You just say you introduce yourself.
Mercy
Oh God.
He's not a man of God. He's not a man of God.
He's a Jesus kind of guy.
He's a Jesus kind of guy.
We can say that.
Yeah.
So
I'm happy to be here. And nice meeting you.
Welcome, Emoji. We are really happy to have you in the show.
Thank you so much.
So today we said we want to review the movie.
your
Oh
name.
yeah, sorry. My name. I am.
you should have said names first. The last time we did names first, you remember her name, but now just starting now.
My name is Soke from Layo Adebukola, aka FJ, and I'm really glad to be here. It's a privilege always.
And my name is Praise Olabi, aka
Praise
Clef, aka Jesus kind of guy, aka you don't have
AKA.
Alright.
aka last born.
The introduction
I still have
is
last born.
getting too
No,
much.
I have last born.
Oh yes, Monkey class boy.
I love that.
All right.
So we are reviewing Marriage Committee.
Marriage Committee, yeah. It's a very short and powerful movie. The movie is blessing lives already. It's on Victor Olukoju YouTube channel. This very YouTube channel that you are watching and you have not subscribed. But wait though,
We are
that's
still
for
coming back
later.
to
We'll
that.
come
We are
back to
still
that.
coming back to that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we are still coming back.
So now the movie is very powerful.
Yeah.
And myself and Emoji were just talking and then we were like, wait, the name Marriage Committee, like what comes to mind when you hear Marriage Committee? Like what was your expectation? The movie was supposed to come out on World Sexual Purity Day.
That's that is
It
been
was dedicated
Yeah.
for this year.
For this year's World Sexual Purity Day. And it's like Marriage Committee. What was the expectation?
Who's going first?
You should go first now. You know,
Well, for
you are-
me,
you are looking
anyways,
at marriage
anyways,
stuff.
this is ladies first.
Okay.
For me,
Yeah.
when I heard Marriage Committee, I was
Okay.
thinking, okay, maybe it's a stereotype thing we hear, you know, about people who want to get married and then they go to a committee. The committee is so much interested in their life, saying this is what you wear, this is what you don't wear on your wedding day. Have you done this? Have you done that? And then I had this, you know, memory of how people went through a lot, you know, trying to get their committee to comply with certain standards and then having to comply with the church regulations and all of that. So that was what I had in mind basically. And I wasn't disappointed because that was what the movie was about.
Yeah.
No, I can't relate because you know I'm not I've not been there, but you know I heard about it too, like how the people used to, you know, this marriage committee thing. They will be, let's see your wedding dress, let's see your wedding gown. Have you done this? Don't do this. But you know, I can't say too much about. I can't talk much in that space.
Actually, I
LOG,
think a friend of mine,
Okay.
before she got married, the marriage committee, they had to follow them to see the house
Wow.
that they want to enter.
Wow.
And so that they already have their, okay, you people don't have this. Until you buy this fridge, you're not getting married.
Wow.
Like it's,
This is Deeper Life Church.
we can't mention names of church. This is a public show. Yeah. So, but,
Yeah, you know, my committee, I think it was like is it 2 or 3 months before we shot my committee. So I said that Emojio, there's one movie I'm trying to work on. I said, hey, what's that? I said, title is my committee. I said, my committee. I was like, that's good because it's kind of movie that is kind of special and people are not really we have not seen that kind of movie, you know. I was like, okay. So basically I was expecting that the movie will favor the singles, like people that are going to the marriage committee. Yes, this movie will teach our marriage committee.
stop asking.
So when I said the first draft, you know, we have to work on the location and the production, and so I was like, I love the storyline. Although I told him my own view about it. What about it? What about it? But like, we don't want it to be too long, so we have to just quickly run it up. Then we can make it probably a season. I don't want to say this, but okay, a season, but at the end, it was a powerful story. You
Yeah.
know, people were able to see some things. And me personally, I've learned a lot of lessons that basically we are coming to that place. I don't want to start
I
talking
hope by
about,
now you should be
but
getting ready to get married. And
Oh,
you should-
let's talk about the pastor's wife.
but
Let's talk about the pastor's wife.
I
Okay,
know what I saw.
and I saw what I saw. I'm like, what is this
I
woman
love that line. I
seeing?
love that line.
What is this woman like? What is she seeing? I first thought, okay, when mommy was, I think one time mommy and I was discussing, and then she was
Okay.
like, you people should not stereotype me. And I said, mommy, is it my counselor is Sonu? Just like counselor is Sonu in Abattoir. Then she was like, you people should not stereotype me. Oh. So I was expecting that she was the Sonu kind of person in the movie. But it turns out that she was right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, should pastor's wife behave that way? You know, I mean,
Hmm, hmm.
do you understand what I'm saying?
Well,
Trying to force their opinion.
no, we personally, I
Mm.
can't say that she's trying to force her opinion on them,
Yeah.
but she was kind of surprised with
Mm.
what she saw. Like,
Yeah.
she was like,
That she knew because
Yes.
she's a mother.
they have been coming to the committee,
Yeah.
and eventually everything changed suddenly.
Yeah.
She started for meeting, and you know, she did that kind of that. Let me see your
She
eye.
did that,
Let me see your eye. Let me see your-
Where's
She
your-
was- she was like,
I want to say this pregnant.
She was like, this time I'm looking
What
at
I'm
me.
saying, I know what I saw.
But she
And
don't
I
want
saw what I
to. She
saw.
want to be sure. That was that. You have to see the doctor now.
No.
Even when she went back to the committee, she said the same to that. She has to well, is it did another test now for do another test for this thing. But the point is, she was shocked because these people, they have been training them. They have been coming
Yeah.
for training. They have been telling them even that same day. They were telling her that you have to keep your purity gap.
Yeah.
You have to keep yourself pure. You know, the more you get closer to your marriage, your wedding date, the more the temptation we want to help. But it was like they believe that they don't want them to get involved in those such things
Such
again,
thing,
and they
yeah.
believe that they are past that level. Seeing that in just 1 week to the 1 week or 2 weeks to the wedding, they were just surprised, like, what was this? What am I trying to see? But no, she was personally, I think she was
She was
shocked,
certain.
and she was not expecting that from them. Actually,
Yeah.
yeah. That was
Chris, you know, you were saying something about how the husband, that's the pastor himself, how she really accepted, you know, the wife. She
Yes,
was,
yeah. That
yeah.
speaks a lot. That
Yeah,
that speaks something that as a pastor
Mm.
and even as husband, we should listen to our wife.
yeah.
So, you know, there are some things that's why I'm not blaming single parenting or I'm not condemning single parenting, but it is good to have a fatherly training and a motherly training. What a mother will see, a father might not see it. And then what a father will see, the mother might not see it. So the combination of the two will train up a child. So look at the pastor. The pastor is a spiritual man. He sees a lot. But he didn't notice anything like that. He just thought
Yeah.
maybe it's just mere sickness. But a woman, you know, that the part that I really like was the part that she was looking
She
into her
looked
eyes
at-
like this,
yeah.
and she was like,
And he gave his
"You need
wife
to-
that
you need to
audience.
see the doctor immediately."
Yeah.
So, but the pastor accepted it that though we've conducted this test before,
Yes. Yes.
but let's still go again.
Yes. I
So
mean, that's
we have
that's
to give listening ears to our
to our
wives.
wives.
So sometimes they might be right.
I mean, all the time you are right. I mean, women are always right, but all the
Even though they didn't know that the pastor's wife was right until the last scene.
yeah.
But people say, they are very, very. Why we be calculating
You know,
the investment and everything?
one thing again is that all these things happens in our generation, you know,
Yeah.
even in churches and all, you know. I know some churches that you have to, even 1 week to the wedding, you still have to do the test again. Have to conduct some other things, you know, so that they make sure everything go the right way, you know. And the idea behind is they want everything to be pure. You know, we personally in our own ministry, we preach we must stay sexually pure. And we believe that God's commandment, and that's the best thing, you know, for every child of God to pass through and to do, basically. And that will definitely help them in marriage because it will kind of build the trust they need. You understand? I believe that she did the right thing, and also the marriage community too. They did the right thing. So
About the couple, that guy, it was his face for me. So I can promise you, I have never touched my wife. As in, who would not believe? Who would not believe that kind of sincerity, the way his face was and all of
it
that?
was so real.
It was so real. I mean, it was so real.
Yeah.
It was so sad to now know that. I mean,
At the end,
how did
at the end.
you guys are not talking again? Why are you guys so quiet?
Basically,
You're talking about the couple.
I was shocked. I was wowed. Like, no, that people cannot even think of that.
People wouldn't have even imagined.
Imagine that would be the magic. Probably me, I was like, maybe they're going to change the test results or something. They want to do anything, probably with the doctor.
Yeah.
But coming from that angle
Yeah.
is like,
Okay, change the test result.
Yes,
As in,
from
plan with the doctor.
doctor.
Another thing they should have even done was, okay, when they knew that they were going to use the twin sister
Okay.
for that kind of thing, then leave the location. If you were in Ibadan, like maybe you go to Osun State, yeah, you give birth, it's 3 months after, you not tell everybody, we have given birth,
another thing is that if you observe,
yeah.
the husband works at the church. You understand?
Oh.
And then social media
And
celebrity.
see, I'm not celebrity.
So
So
you
when
don't
I
want
location, there will be why are you leaving the church?
church.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
understand?
That's
He works
Yeah.
with the church and also his status and code.
Yeah.
For them to relocate me after the wedding, people will still
They
be
must have a
suspect.
genuine
People will still be
reason.
suspecting that what's going on.
What's going
You
on?
understand?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
talking about changing results to the doctor. I was reading a comment. Someone said immediately I saw Bade, I know that the result is a fake one.
And by Bade, you mean Evangelist
K-Babs.
Kayode Babalola,
No,
aka
I'm thinking something now. Like in the film school, they taught us something that we have 3 types of characters. We have the stock, we have the round, and then we have the flat. Flat characters are shines that don't star, that are stars that don't shine. Sorry, so they just play maybe minor roles and all that. Round characters are those that like the major one.
They can
And then
fit
they can,
in
yes,
to
and they
any
can, they
kind
can
of-
shape their body. They can go through
Yeah.
the stress to play any character.
That's
But
right.
stock character, those that they've known for only one
pastor
role.
you can play, you play Pastor
Look at-
Trump.
I know Abacha has done a lot to people. Like I am, if evangelist Daniel Mabamile is seeing this right now, we beg you that you should please write a movie and let K-Babs play something like a pastor in that movie, because
Save
Abacha has
Daddy.
painted him bad.
even Beirut self.
Mawuru.
Look at the first time I saw K-Babs in a movie was Ipe Otito by K Technica. He did a fake pastor. The last time I saw him in another movie, Akobi Laroye, a fake pastor. I saw him in
Action.
Abattoir, the same thing that day. The only movie I know I've seen K-Babs that he acted he acted like an angel was Housemate.
Yeah,
Something like an angel.
housemates.
So I watched Housemate. I was like, is this K-Babs? So seeing K-Babs in the doctor's costume is the look for me.
It was the look. It was as immediately I saw him in the trailer. I said, this man, he's the one that manipulated this thing.
What I want us to look at is I want to look at if probably you are in that position of the
position of let's look
Mr. Pius.
Mr. Pi. Okay,
Mr. Pius and what's the name of the sister?
Sister Reolua.
Sister
Olua.
Olua.
What are
The
you,
other one is Oreolua.
Yes.
what are you going to do?
Okay,
I
thank
put
you
it
very
in-
much for that beautiful question. What's your question again?
If you are in that shoe,
Okay.
in that position, what are you going to do
As a brother.
as a brother? So
Ah.
it's your wedding.
Well, I don't have answer to that question now because you are just pushing me. I
The answer is simple.
don't have answer to that
What are
question.
you going to do?
Brother,
No,
praise.
Wait.
Are we not a brethren?
We are, but I'm not close to that now.
No.
Save me from this.
It's a simple
I'm
question.
not close to that. I cannot relate.
Okay, wait. If you are in a position to advise someone
Someone.
who is in that shoe, what would you do?
Okay, we advise them to confess. Just confess.
That's it. I mean, it's a
that's the
simple
thing.
solution, really. I mean, how would you build a lasting foundation on deceit and lie? I mean, it doesn't even make sense because you are going to be building on it. And what you started with is what will eventually end. For instance, the the reason why we preach sexual purity is not really just because of our commitment to God, really. That's very important. But it's also about ourselves. For instance, a man and a woman, or a guy and a lady who has been involved in sexual immorality before they got married, they will have issues with trust in their wedding, in their marriage. I mean, when they are married, if the guy is not coming back home and everything, the woman will be like, where have you been? Who have you been with? Are you sleeping around? Because
Have you started again?
have you started again? Because that was what they both did when they were
Yes.
both together. So that means the
Trust is
trust
very
issue is. So if you're going to be building that kind of foundation and you know that you have messed up, then you need to retrace and let God cleanse you.
Well,
I mean, before just going into the
basically
marriage.
for me, the reason I have that, if like Bro Pius now,
Mm.
maybe Mr. Pius, as the case may be, and number one, he was talking about his status and his position in the church and on social media and all. I can see that that is the level of his mindset.
Mm.
The way you think sometimes affects the way you feel, and the way you feel determines how you react to situations and people. You understand? So what I can just see is that he was not even concerned about what God's position about the home they are trying to build, but what people will say,
About him, his
social media, the
ego.
blog, and all. You understand?
Mm.
And at the end, people still gossip
Yeah.
because that scene of that sister, I think that I know.
Yeah. Let's talk
You
about that
understand?
too.
So
Let's talk about that.
basically, I believe that naturally, personally, I don't condemn people because I believe that this is temptation.
I mean, it's not.
So, and my own prayer is that when it gets to our own turn,
May we not be a victim.
may we not disappoint God and
Yeah.
disappoint church,
Yeah.
because definitely if you are not in that shoe, you will not know how to react.
Mm.
You understand? So basically, we just ask for God to help us when we face our own temptation. Because temptation in life is inevitable. Definitely, one way or the other, we're going to face temptation, but we have for mercy and ask for grace. And if anytime we find ourselves, we always know that we are not too far from God. You understand? God will once there is life, there is hope, we can always run back to God to accept us. So my own view is that we should always ask for mercy.
Yeah.
Once there is life, there is hope.
And the man was quick to say that my wife wanted to confess, but I was the one that stopped her. Did you remember?
Yeah, that lasts.
Yeah, if I was that lady,
Exactly.
what do you mean?
I wanted to talk about that because personally I was like, she's kind of somehow weird.
Yeah,
Or afraid of that guy coming
Yeah.
to say himself, because I was like, at least you have some courage to take some steps. But like I said, if you are not in that shoe,
Yeah. You will not know the right thing to do.
If God will not help.
God forbid that I'm that lady or that I get into that position. My brother, I know what I'm saying. But
I know what I say.
and I know what I saw, and I saw what I Jesus kind of guy. Anyway, if I was in that position, one of the things I would do is I won't face my fiance or my husband again. I'll face God. I'll face God. Retreat, trust God for clarity, and whatever God is saying I should do. I'm sure that one of the things God will say I should do is to go to the pastor. Even though the brother is saying, no, don't do this, you have to make that call, because before the wedding, so that you don't start the marriage on a wrong foundation.
Something just drops in
Yeah.
my mind. That
Yes.
in that kind of situation, I believe that has happened. They should at least give themselves some break.
Yeah.
So that they can think on their own.
Yeah.
At that point, they tell their own life to live.
Oh.
They can still back out. So when something like that happens, you can just maybe 2 or 3 days. Let's go and
2 or 3 days, okay? It
Or
takes
1 week.
9 months for the baby to be born.
I'm trying to say that for them to not even get in touch to each other, they should not talk.
Talk,
Let
yeah.
them go and try to, like you said, personal retreat and all.
Yeah.
Let's go and think about our own life, and let's see if we can still come back together and come to a conclusion. You understand? Not that maybe this is what we're going to do. This thing has happened. Let's give ourselves some space. Then after 1 week, let's come together. You understand?
Yeah.
So sometimes helps too.
Helps. If there was no twin sister, what would she have done? What would they have done?
Probably,
Maybe they will
probably
probably
they are their last option. That means I cannot say.
probably
Okay.
the
Oh,
guy was
Then you get
they
rid
should
of it.
get rid of it now.
yeah. Ah,
So, in conclusion, that last scene,
Mm.
what can you say about it? The way everything was resolved, and then the introduction of the twin sister and her salvation, experience and story and all.
What I would say is just that um the sister knows the truth.
Hmm.
She knows the truth. She knows that she's empty. She said there was a line that says
Emptiness.
what was that line again? Say
That
that I was though the emptiness and this stuff never leave me, but because of my sister that I'm seeing and her husband, I thought all Christians are the same, including you, Pastor. So talking about that, we should not look at people. You know, there was a movie I watched. So I think it's from the Calvary Mission. So I used to watch Christian movie a lot. So I watch it, and then the woman, she had bad experiences with men of God. So the first one, she discovered that when they were praying, something fell from the pocket of the pastor, like all these
charm.
and all that. So she left the church. She didn't serve God again. And then later she wanted to come back to God through the one friend that preached to her. And then they decided to take her to a pastor again. And then the day that she decided to go and visit the pastor, because of the generational curse fighting her not to know God, she met the pastor fornicating in his office that same day, and that was the first time the pastor would fornicate, though the pastor has his own secret stuff before. So what I want to drive out from that part is that we should not look at people when we want to serve God.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people out there, they have the intention to really give their life to Christ, but sometimes, you know, the Bible says we are the Bible that they read.
Yeah.
So the first thing is, we Christians, as Christians, we should not just be a believer that just preaches the gospel. We should be a believer that lives out the gospel, that our character can preach to others. That's the first part. But secondly, if you're out there, you intend to give your life to Christ, I think the first thing to do is to look away from man and look to God.
Yeah.
It is very important. They look up to him and they were lightened, and their faces were not ashamed. So the first thing to do is to look up to God, as in, let God be your standard, not man, because to be honest, you will be disappointed. Even all of the people that you are looking up to, oh, I want to be like so person. I want to be like, if you come close, you will not like the person. Apostle Joshua Selman said it. He said it one day. He said, you look at me from afar, you really want to, if you come close to me and see the way I snore. He said, you'll be like, this apostle snores a lot. Why was I? So people can be like that. I mean, your expectation of, you know, Christians and a lot of people is very powerful, is very good. You know, it's good to have expectations, but it's also important that you work out your salvation with fear and trembling. Just like that lady, she had opportunities to have given her life to Christ, to have surrendered her life to Christ, but she kept looking at, you know, her immediate, and which is very important sometimes, which is, we cannot overemphasize the fact that our lives is a Bible that people, you know, you just see people around you, you just want to, okay, so this person is so Christian. How has the Christianity changed their life and all of that? But the most important thing is you yourself.
Let us reflect Christ.
Yeah, reflect Christ.
Basically, like Ryan said, well, the Bible says that looking unto Jesus, the author
and finisher of
our
faith.
You know, some people, they were like, see our pastor's son. Pastor is saying that we should not do this, even
his own son.
But
Yeah.
looking unto Jesus,
Yeah,
the author
author and the
and
finisher.
finisher of our faith, not pastor's son or pastor's daughter. They have their own life to live too.
Yes.
Basically, like she wrote it down, like
A friend of mine called me some time ago and told me, Fumi, do you know the pastor that raised us and groomed us in Christ? So he's divorced, they met him with another, they did this, they did that. She began to tell me different things. And I'm like, thank God I know God for myself. If not,
God
experiential, because if not, you'll be like, kilo to cook. And to kukumu wawazo Jesu.
He's gone.
He's gone.
So,
Baka.
you just need to reflect Christ.
Yeah.
Also, people need to see, because if you want to preach or you want to say something, people must see the reason why they must buy. There's a reason to buy.
Yeah.
Like you want to say, okay, accept Jesus Christ, even that Jesus Christ, we are not seeing the reflection in your own life too.
Mhm.
You said you are a child of God. All this, there's no different. We are just saying the same way people are dressing, the same people are talking, the same
Yeah.
slang, everything. You are saying it. So people want to give Jesus a try. But let our life reflect Christ
Mm.
truly. You understand? Let
Yeah.
us the love, the
Yeah.
kindness, and everything.
Mm.
And as regards the last thing, the way the pastor and pastor meeting really handled the last thing, I was so challenged, and I really loved it because
Yeah.
probably people will like they're supposed to blame them and no, but
I mean,
after-
Pastor Wizzy should have said, I said it.
I said it.
I said it. I saw. I know what I saw,
And I saw what I saw.
But like I said, they accept them with love of Christ.
Yeah.
And they also let them know that it is for their own good.
Good.
And
Yeah.
also they reconcile them back to
Mhm.
the Christ. And even that was the reason why the second sister had to I love the way you handle the situation, and I also want to give Jesus a try.
We try.
The way we handle situation matters a lot.
That's
Our
right.
approach to situation also matters a lot.
Yeah.
Because someone has sinned doesn't mean that you have to castigate
Condemn.
them or send them
Yeah.
away from the church. You know, you have to accept them with love and
Yeah.
also lead them and also direct them in the way
Yeah.
of the Lord. You know, that's the best way.
And one of the things I've
understand?
realized in life is no matter how far you are away from God, don't go farther. Run to God. Don't run from God. Run to God. If you were serving in the choir and maybe unfortunately you found yourself maybe on a bed of fornication, ask God for forgiveness, confess your sin, but don't leave that position. The devil's target is to take you away from that place
And again, even
and start tormenting you.
will be using that act
Against condemnation.
Like Bible said that devil is the accuser of brethren.
Yes.
Like you cannot be useful again.
Again, you are nothing.
With God.
Yeah.
When we have Christ,
Yeah.
when we have this life, we can always start again. When you are still alive,
Mhm.
you can always start again with Christ.
That's right.
And God is still merciful to accept anyone who is willing. So when you search me with all of your heart, I'm willing to accept you. So no matter how far, like she rightly said, you can always come back to
Back
Christ.
to God. Yeah.
And of course, He will accept us because He died for us. You know, God will help us.
On a final note,
Yeah.
actually, all of the people that they said they are in the secular world singing, they started from church, they did this from church. I believe that it was not their intention to leave
Not
church.
everybody.
Yes,
Not all of them.
it was not their intention to leave church. It was maybe the character of people in church, the disposition to their kind of wayward life, and how people made them feel you are not useful in this
There's
circle.
no acceptance.
There's no acceptance, and then they just live like that.
And then talking about that, we have to know that a church is not the place for the saint. A church is
The
actually
workshop is
a spiritual hospital.
it's an hospital, yeah.
You meet different kind of people there. Look at that scene that these sisters were discussing. That they were saying, Sister Rera that I saw is going to give birth in 6 months.
6
Can you go? So
Okay,
that
those
sister,
sisters.
that speaks a lot that we have to, in church we have different type of people.
Yeah.
You can't have everybody to be saint.
Everybody,
You have those kind of people that will gossip about you in church.
All they do is gossip.
Gossip.
They wait for you to come out as you are coming out. Like,
That's it. So if you see them in your church and you are saying that I don't like this church, they are doing like if you
They
go
are
to another
gossip.
church, they are there too.
They are still there.
So you are the
They're
one that you
everywhere.
have to brand yourself and then you have to
No
make
price
up your
That
mind.
scripture is
and
very
then
powerful.
know
Work out
Christ
your salvation
personally.
with fear and trembling.
That's it.
Yeah.
If you are judging, you are saying you want to be serving God because of those people that you are with or those people that you are serving God together, you can't. I'm sorry, you won't be able to serve God because look at those people gossiping. If she meets them there or she overheard their conversation, how do you think she will feel?
Yeah. I mean,
She'll be like, we see, well, she might leave the church and all that. So that speaks a lot that in every church we have the gossipers. We have,
God
among
is-
the
God
12
is
disciples
working
now,
on
we
us.
have Judas.
we have Judas.
Yes, now. So if Jesus
That
can have
reminds me.
Judas in his in part of the disciple, so in the church of God,
We can have two. Just imagine having just 2 Judas or 3 Judas. Okay, let me not go. If I go into Jonah, we will not finish. Jonah knew that he was in the boat and it was the cause of it, and he allowed them to throw away all of his goods, all of their goods outside before he said, "Excuse me, sir, I'm the one. Throw me out." Abba. How will you allow them to waste all their
Stress,
resources and did
day
all
and
of that?
night. I know.
So there's always a Jonah in every
Yeah.
boat. So I just pray that God will help us.
Amen.
She will be expecting marriage committee part 2 or any other thing. Like the story, is it continue, or do you want us to? Are you looking at any other thing for marriage committee, or do you want parables to produce something related, or make it a series?
Yeah,
or
drop it in
something?
the comment section actually.
Yeah,
Also,
that's true.
your own view.
But thank you very much for the beautiful
Beautiful
question.
question.
Actually,
Yeah.
and I'll say I would love marriage committee to be a series, to be a continuous.
There's still some
Stuff.
topics to be
Yes,
reviewed,
because
to-
Yeah.
you know we have Shut Up Whispers, and then this one is talking about marriage, sexual purity, and all that too. So we'd love it to continue because there are still some aspect of marriage that we've not talked about. So we just talk about the wedding part. So some part of marriage that it's
very
I
complex.
what I'm saying in marriage committee save what I'm looking at, though I don't know the producers and the writers mind, but what I'm saying is that it will go deeper into family. So to talk about family and all,
Yeah, so it won't be committee again. Now.
yes.
It won't be marriage
So-
committee,
yeah.
but it can be like a series
Life after
centered on
marriage.
families.
After marriage.
Yeah.
Yes, something like
There's
that.
a lot of things happening in the family that needs to be addressed. And,
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. On a final note, any your last thing was like anything for our audience.
I'll say keep watching, learn, and then you've seen marriage committee, you've seen the outcome of those people that they cover their sin, and this is to tell you that no matter how you cover your sin, it's still going to come out. So why not confess? So that thing in your mind that you want to confess, just confess, because no matter how you cover it, all this, it will still come out. People will still know about it. So
the ordeal of not confessing is that you are giving the devil an opportunity to keep tormenting you.
yeah,
So as long as nobody knows about it, hey, the devil now saying, once you want to pray, it brings the picture of that sin to you.
yeah.
Until you have told someone, that's when you would feel the burden lifted. So it's very important.
Personally, what I would just say that God cannot use a clean vessel.
Yeah.
Must be pure.
Yeah.
Like Roy said, devil always wants to use our past to intimidate us.
Mm.
He wants to keep reminding us that but if you have confessed your sin, you have opened up, God, you can start with God afresh, and there will be that peace in your mind. And of course, we can be useful for God. You understand?
Yeah.
Nobody is too far from God if you are willing to come back to God.
Yeah.
And like Roy said, we ourselves, we must know God for ourselves experientially. Not because of this church. You should not be a religious person, but be a spiritual person. I pray God will continue to help us.
Amen.
Great times will be here.
And so we are saying keep watching Beyond Entertainment Show with PVO.
So we said we are coming back to that subscription stuff.
Yeah, so
Why?
why do you watch a movie and you will not subscribe?
Tell me. Why?
Or a video?
It doesn't bite. It's just a click. Abi?
Wait, are you sure it doesn't bite?
Thank you very much for that beautiful question.
Does it not bite?
Please,
No,
It
does
doesn't
it
bite.
bite?
please subscribe.
Subscribe and like. Emojis here telling you to subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Subscribe.
Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you. Bye.
Modern entertainment, beyond the applause of men. We seek for something valuable, and that is the soul of man. Yeah. And that is the soul of man. Men and women sold out for God, and this is beyond entertainment, and this is beyond entertainment, beyond entertainment.
Keep watching Beyond Entertainment Show with PVO.